All right, Joe. Welcome back to the Black Brain Trust. This is open chat number 54. And please hit the like button as you come in, share the video if possible, hit that notification bell so you get all the updates from the Black Brain Trust, including those posted on the community tab. No docket. If you want to engage in discussion, there'll be a link in the chat for you to click on. When you click on the link, make sure you raise your hand so that one of us can acknowledge you and advance you to the panel. All right, Joe. All right. So we've been meaning to do this for a minute. Have this sort of a live discussion about watches, collecting them as a hobby. I know some guys in here, some people in here do collect watches and stuff like that. I used to be a big watch collector myself. And then I got into smartwatches, and that, kind of sealed the deal for me. I've never, I didn't go back to regular watches again, but I have been looking at recently some of the sales and stuff like that. I'm not a big Rolex person, mostly because I can't afford one, obviously. But some of the other watches, the brands and some of the custom stuff that's coming out too, I think that's pretty dope. I don't know their names right now, top of my head, but some of the new custom stuff I've been seeing is really, really dope stuff. A little obnoxious in how big they are, but they definitely have my undivided attention. So we'll bring first person onto the panel. Let me give a shout out to people in the chat. Super Triz, what it do? Kenny Kojo, salute. Dr. Phoenix, good evening. What's going on, Super Triz?
Hey, what's going on, man? Interesting topic today, talking about watches.
Yeah, man. I've been getting a lot of emails about watch deals and stuff like that, mark them 30% off and stuff like that. So,
well, I do like watches. Unfortunately, working in a hospital, I can't wear watches. I mean, I could.
You got your Apple smartwatch, right?
You said what?
You got your Apple smartwatch, right?
Man, I gave that. I had an Apple smartwatch when they first came out. I gave it to my cousin.
Okay.
Because I like the watches that from a form standpoint over function.
Mm-hmm.
So while the smartwatches have a lot of functionality, it seems redundant for me because I have a smartphone. So if I do wear a watch, it's more of an accessory piece as opposed to a timepiece, if that makes any sense to you.
Yep.
But in my job, because I have to wash my hands so frequently and have to wear gloves and protective equipment, like a lot of the more attractive watches have a lot of service area in proportion to the size of the watch that allows for bacterial and viral proliferation. Is more of a fomite than anything. So I just try to avoid wearing watches at work. So I do have a couple of watches, nothing too fancy or flashy. But yeah, like, Rolex is something that you spoke of Rolex.
That's like the go-to watch for everybody, right? At least in the Black community, that's like the go-to watch, right? Everybody.
Well, everybody
Rolex this and Rolex that, right? But in reality, a lot of cats can't afford them.
Well, I think the Rolex, in particular, the Black community, the favor of Rolex has dwindled in favor of, and this is all depending on what constituency you're talking about within the ADOS community. But a lot of people are leaning more towards Audemars and Hublots and just watches outside of the actual Rolex. Personally, I'm Rolex all the way. If I get a watch, a high-end watch, I'm going straight to Rolex. I don't care about nothing else. The Rolex design is timeless. For me, I would want a presidential band, probably a date just or day date Rolex, either the fluted bezel or if I can get a diamond bezel, that would be even great. But I do want a gold Rolex. Now my first go-to would be, of course, the yellow gold. And then if I was able to get a second watch, a second Rolex watch, I would love to have a platinum. And platinum in particular, because if you've ever held a Rolex watch, there's a substantial weight to it.
Yeah, very heavy.
Like I mean, like you pick up a Rolex watch, it's like, man, like this feels like quality just by the weight of it in comparison to its size. And then a platinum Rolex, like, because a platinum Rolex is a little bit heavier than a gold Rolex. And that platinum just has that substantial feel to it. So, I mean, that would be my go-to watch right there. And, you said that, right now you can't afford it.
Yeah, but
you could afford it.
They do have lease programs. So you can lease a Rolex watch for 36 months and then turn it in at the end of the lease.
Well, see, for me, a Rolex watch would be something like an heirloom piece, like, because the Rolex watch can be serviced. And because of its construction, because you have the Rolex watches that are either, it's hard to find platinum. I don't know if they really make platinum Rolexes that much anymore. I think they kind of transitioned to white gold for their white metal watches. And they still have the stainless steel, obviously. But the 18 karat gold, and if you can get your hands on a platinum watch, the platinum, those are precious metals. So if anything, they have their value, which is substantially less than the cost of the watch, but it still has value outside of the Rolex name because of its precious metal content. But also the Rolex watches themselves tend to maintain their value, especially if you have like you're talking about some of their timeless designs, the Presidential, the Submariner, the Yachtmaster in particular, Air King, Milgauss. Some of these watches, their used models, the price is rather commensurate with the price when it was new. So from that standpoint, I mean, leasing is something like if you just want the image of the Rolex, but I mean, even if you bought it, it's not like you would lose that much money because you can just sell it for practically what you bought it for. So leasing it, if you're truly into Rolexes, I mean, I wouldn't even bother leasing it. Now, from the standpoint, you said that you couldn't afford a watch, a Rolex. I think you could.
I could, but the thing is, I don't see myself putting my money into it right now, right? Like that's not a pressing priority. Well, maybe when I become more disposable in my income, then that becomes a part of it. But for right now, my current watch, my daily driver from a watch perspective is a Fossil Generation 5 smartwatch. But for me, from a non-smartwatch perspective, my other daily driver would be a Aeromeister. That's what I have. I have a collection of Aeromeisters.
So right now I'm rocking with I have a couple of Invictus, and I have a Technomarine.
Let me look that up just so people can understand what you might be talking about. Technomarine.
Yeah, I got Technomarine. I got the Technomarine from I want to say I got it from Nordstrom. It was on sale.
Don't let the image guy find out.
Oh yeah. See now I'm looking for sales. I'm not, I'm not trying to pay full price. Actually, I have a Technomarine with the it has the I think it was a silicone band or rubber band. I like the contrast of the gold casing, or like a silver casing, or white metal casing with a black leather or silicone or rubber band. Number one, they're more comfortable, I think, the bands, and I just like the contrast look of it. But my question to you is, how much do you think a Rolex costs? When you say you can't afford one, how much you think a Rolex costs?
The ones I've saw, I'm not even familiar with this series like that, but the one I saw was like 35 bands. I said, are you kidding me? I'm not putting no 35 bands.
Okay, so now when you start talking about 35 bands, you're talking about now this watch didn't have any diamonds, right? It was like all metal, right?
To my knowledge, it didn't have any. It was definitely heavy though. It was
Okay, so
definitely
now when you're talking about 35 bands, that sounds like either a Yachtmaster or a Daytona. Sound like a Daytona Yachtmaster,
Mhm.
or generally a President is a little bit less than that, maybe like 30, not 35. And the President is referring to the actual band, and then you have a Masterpiece band. I don't see much of those, but those can get pretty costly as well. But here's the point: you can get a watch, a Rolex, probably like a Datejust, with the Jubilee band in stainless steel,
Mhm.
for probably about 5,000.
I'm on the Techno Marine site right now, right? I'm sharing the screen. You know, which is the series that you have? Cruise, Manta, Moonsun, Techno Cell.
I have to look at it because I don't know which freaking.
Let's go to Techno Cell. Let's see what that is. Oh, that's a big boy's watch, huh? Man, Trish, I didn't know you was rolling like that, man.
Hey man, listen, I got it on sale, man. I know like I paid for it. It's like that. It's like that. Like that black one right there, kind of like that one. Yeah, like that one. But no, it's not that intricate on the face though. That's like a skeletonized face.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that here's the thing about Techno Marine.
Mm-hmm.
Techno Marine, and I'm not like a Techno Marine expert, so I don't want to talk about all the actual the models of it, but it's like I don't know what the resale value is. It's not like it's gonna be like a Rolex where, a Rolex, that there's an actual market for it. There's a prestige associated with it. Everybody like a couple of the doctors that I work with, they got Rolexes. They wear them at work. I know they crazy, but they wear theirs at work. But it's just like everybody recognizes Rolex. With Techno Marine, when I mentioned that, you have to look it up. You see the difference?
Yeah.
Like when you say Rolex to everybody in the chat, everybody knows what Rolex is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Rolex commands the price that it commands. Techno Marine
has brand name recognition, yeah.
Yeah, Techno Marine is significantly cheaper. Techno Marine is, people can afford a Techno Marine, especially if you get it on sale, catch it on sale. A less desirable model goes on sale. A low end, less desirable model, you can get that.
Yeah, I think
couple bands.
Yeah, I think Black Torch, I think he likes the Casio watches.
Yeah, I love Casio. Casio, yeah. Matter of fact, Casio is where I started at. I started with I used to wear the Casio. I still got a couple Casios too. I used to wear the Casio Databank, the calculator watch. That was me. Okay. And then I had the Casio made a watch that actually had a remote control.
Yeah.
Where you can actually control. So that I used to troll in class. Every class had the TV that was on that little cart with the VCR on it. And I would turn the TV on, turn it off. Like they never ever figured out who was doing it. Nobody ever figured out who was doing it.
So you were a troll before there was such thing as trolling.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was trolling the class, man. It's crazy because when I say nobody ever figured out what it was. People just thought it was something on the TV that just come on by itself. I used to just laughing and making it, laughing to myself. But yeah, Casio. I started with the Databank series, and then they progressed to the Databank from the calculator watch to the Databank, where you could actually store numbers in the watch. Yeah. So I would actually store phone numbers, and it was almost like a little the last Databank I remember almost had like a kind of like a Palm Pilot feature where you can like do different stuff, store data, memos and stuff like that, and emails and stuff like that, email addresses.
But you had to use a pen for that.
You said what?
You had to use a pen for that, right? You had to dial that. I mean, to push that and enter that information in there.
No, actually, the keys was pretty responsive.
Okay.
And then I want to say, I don't know if it was Casio that had the watch that took pictures. I think it was Casio that I want to say it was a Casio watch that I had a watch that took pictures. This was back in the day. I had a watch that took pictures the first one took black and white pictures, and then the second one took pictures in color in a short video.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't have a lot of data. It was very low resolution. But I mean, everybody thought it was a phone on wrist because it looked like an actual telephone watch.
20 years later, they come up with the Apple Watch, right?
Well, actually, before the Apple Watch, there were GSM. I think it was a tri-band watch. Tri-band cell phone watches that came out actually like in, I don't know when they came out, but I remember seeing them like in like 2007 when I first moved to Houston. They had cell phone watches, and the only problem with the cell phone watches was that the battery life was so short. But they actually had cell phone watches.
Yeah, a lot of cellular microwave arrays in your wrist.
Oh, and it was big too. The watch was so big and bulky. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. What's going on, Ty City? What's good with it, man? Oh, he's trying to get his mic together. He must got that Blue Yeti. All right, this is the Fossil G5 that I have. I got this last year, Black Friday, when they first came out. So I had a G4 before that, and I had a couple of other ones before that as well. I went through quite a few smartwatches. I'm a big fan of smartwatches myself personally. I had some the Fitbits, the Blaze. I think just about all of the Fitbit tier ones. What else did I have? I had quite a few, man. I got to go look through my collection. They don't work now, but I did have them. But so far, so good with this. Haven't had any issues. Recent updates do extend the battery life. It does last a whole entire flight from here, from the States all the way to the continent. So I can maintain. I mean, you can't do anything with it in mid-flight anyway. So other than keep time. But outside of that, I find it to be very, very useful personally. I'm able to answer phone calls with it, text messages, and so on and so forth.
Okay, so tell me about the features that you utilize. You talked about answering phone calls and text messages. Are you speaking into the watch, or do you have a Bluetooth earpiece that you're using into the phone?
I can speak into the watch, or I can select it so that it goes straight to my Bluetooth headset. So I can answer the phone without actually being in front of the phone. So sometimes when I'm working out, the phone will be like in the gym bag or something like that. But the watch will start vibrating that there's a phone call coming in. I can answer it, decline it. If I answer it, it'll ask me, do I want to have it the external speaker, or do I want to go to Bluetooth headset? Gives you that choice. You can see right here, it says Google Hangouts. I can respond to text Google Hangout messages and whatnot because it's already built in.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yep. What else? Obviously it gives you the weather and whatnot. All my news updates will come through there as well. All of my health updates, in terms of like my heart rate and stuff like that. I don't like to work out with it because the crown goes into my wrist. Like if I'm doing push-ups or I'm doing barbell press, it's going to keep resetting the watch. Because if you hold the crown for more than 3 seconds, it's going to ask you want to restart, and if you don't comply with it, it's going to restart anyway. So it's just not worth rocking it while you work out. So maybe if you want to walk or something like that, a long distance, yeah, it'll calculate your steps and stuff like that. That's cool and all, but in terms of like doing any physical activities with it, in terms of like CrossFit and stuff like that, no, you're not going to use it. I can respond to Twitter, I can respond to Instagram and stuff like that. So YouTube.
So with the text and the Twitter and a Google Hangouts, is it is voice to text, correct?
No, you can type into it. It has predefined responses.
Oh, okay.
Or you can type into it, yeah.
But you can't voice the text.
I don't know. I haven't tried it.
What's up with it?
What's good with it, man? Blue Yeti.
Hey man, hey, I collect watches, man. This tight, man. I'm glad to see y'all on this, man.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah.
What are you rocking for a daily?
My daily, a Porsche Orfina. I got two of them.
Oh really?
Yeah, a 7176S and I have a 7176M.
Okay.
And one is black and one is silver. They inexpensive. They kind of getting expensive now because the parts to maintenance them, they don't make the parts anymore for them.
That's a metal band or a leather band?
Oh, it's a metal band.
Okay.
It's a Porsche design from I think one of them I have is from a 78 model and one of them that I have is a 76 model.
Okay.
You familiar with this website called Watches with Patina?
No.
Oh man, it's an awesome website, man.
What is so good about it?
It's just old watches. Like, you know, now the stylish thing is to wear a watch that looks worn.
Really?
Yeah.
I follow Peter Lavelle. He's a big watch collector on RT, man. He has this whole entire watch winder, which is something I never heard of before. He puts all his watches in there so that they synchronize.
Yeah. I'm hip to those watch winders.
Yeah, what's going on, Triple X, man? What are you rocking?
Hey man, peace to the whole panel, man. What's going on, Ty City?
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, Super Triz, all right. Yeah, man. I got Movado, man. You know, that's kind of like my daily. Like when I'm just out working and stuff, man. I just got like a regular Kenneth Cole watch. And you know, of course, you know, I got the Rolex and stuff too, man. So yeah, but I'm always got my eyes open, man.
Hold on. You ain't gonna just gloss over that Rolex. We love Rolexes over here.
I got two of them.
Oh really?
Yeah, I got two Oyster Courts.
Am I gonna find out? Are we gonna have, like, you know, what's that cat, the diamond tester on YouTube? Is he gonna come through and try to test it?
Nah, the Oyster Courts aren't expensive.
Okay.
Now the Oyster Courts are the ones that have is it a leather band?
No. These are battery powered.
I mean, but what type of band is it have?
No, it's a big I think it's a good 38, 40 millimeter watch. They not that expensive. Mike, run a search on Rolex Oyster Courts.
Okay.
I got a stainless gold, and then I got an all stainless.
Okay.
Oyster Court?
Yeah, quartz.
Oh, quartz. Okay.
Yeah. See, they starting to go up now. See the
Sorry, let me grab that. Where's it at?
It's one of the. I didn't pay this much for it though. The top one, the one on the all the way to the left. Yeah. See, I got one like this, and then I got one that's all stainless. It's cheaper.
That's dope.
But this is pre-owned. So what's the regular price going?
They don't make them anymore. They've been discontinued for a while. They actually kind of rare.
Yeah, I think there was about 4 or 5 new, I would say. But yeah, I haven't seen one of those in a minute.
Nah, they stopped making them back a while back. And,
yeah.
So you got a two-tone one, Ty City, or all gold?
No, I got a two-tone like this.
Oh,
actually,
okay.
I got the same one with the champagne face, and then I got one that's all stainless.
How'd you get into watches, Tassie?
Man, it's next to the car stuff. You know, when you start dealing with cars, and like the guys who have cars, they have watches.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And I've just like the mechanics of them. Actually, like it's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
These don't actually have the mechanics, but these are sophisticated. The battery power Rolexes, the Oyster Courts. They have one. Can you put this in? It's the reference number is put in Egyptian. Put in Oyster Courts Egyptian.
So for those that don't know, when he talks about
right there,
the
19028, 19028. Yeah, this is the one I want.
When he talk about
the
mechanics of the watch, he's talking about like a lot of the Rolexes have an automatic movement.
Yeah.
Self-winding watches where you just move your wrist and that provides power to the watch.
Right.
And
it doesn't have a perpetual movement. So
Now see that Oyster Quartz with the all gold.
yeah, that's
I
sick.
want an all gold Rolex.
Yeah, see that's the 19028. It's that watch is extremely rare. So it's got the pyramid finish around the face and down the bands. But I like these watches. They big and people look at them, but only like you have to be into watches to know. And we tell people it's a battery powered Rolex. They look at you funny. Like people still don't understand these.
Yeah, what's crazy about it, you're right, man. For people not to know, they'll just be like, it ain't real. You know? Yep, exactly.
Now, okay, let me ask you this, Ty City. Now, with the Oyster Quartz, is it a sweeping second hand or does it tick?
No, it ticks. It actually ticks. But the thing is, in the mechanics, it has a brake. Like it's sophisticated, bro. Like it's an interesting watch.
It has a brake. What are you talking like, Brembo?
No, like it usually has a power on, power off. That's what you get. You know what I'm saying? But this one has a power on, but it actually has a brake that stops it. You know what I'm saying? The power is constant, but it has a brake that makes it tick. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cause see, that's probably why a lot of people question it because
hey, scroll down to that one down there at the bottom.
Everybody associates Rolex with a sweeping hand movement, not knowing that there's Rolexes that actually tick.
Yeah, so these watches used to be cheap, man. They starting to go up fast. I bought my all stainless. It only cost me $1,300, and the two-tone one cost me $2,500.
Yeah.
And they just going up in value now.
Where'd you get yours from? Pawn shop or?
I bought mine from a private seller, the all stainless one, and the two-tone one I got through a jeweler.
Okay. Yeah. It was a local pawn shop by me. They used to get like a ton of them, man. And I got mine from up there. And yeah, man, it's good deals out there. Another dope live stream to do, not to detour this one too much, would be on like watch collecting and selling, man, because it's a big market for that.
Yeah.
For secondhand watches for sure.
Yeah. How'd you get into watches, Triple X?
Man, like Ty City said, man, it just comes along with cars, man. And once you get out, out of school, you start making money, man, and hanging with more people that's got stuff, man, older guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just part of the game, man. You start seeing like higher end suits, watches, and stuff of that ilk, man, cars, houses, or whatever. So that's kind of sparked my interest. I was kind of into them when I was younger, but once I got out of school, started getting a little bit of money or whatever, that's when I started, actually investing a little bit more into them or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope, man. I didn't think there was that many cats that was collecting watches like that, man. I know there's some like some cats on YouTube, man, and they're running with the bang bang jewelry, man, looking like Soulja Boy.
Hey,
hey, man, I used to be the Bang Bang Boogie King when I was in high school.
NASCAR jackets?
Listen, no, like in high school, like what we used to do is, so we would go to Hollywood because, Hollywood, of course, they got movies, so they would have like a lot of prop watches. They'll put fake watches in the movies and stuff like that, and so you go to Hollywood, and they would have like these replicas was so legit that they will fool actual jewelers. Like we would actually go to a jeweler,
right.
and sometimes like I remember when the Hublots, when they first started making the fake Hublots. This was when I was in high school. They had fake Hublots in high school.
Yeah.
I remember this guy. His name was Johnny. He was on Melrose Avenue. We go to Melrose, and I would get. I remember I got the fake Hublot. I got a Corum, a skeleton Corum watch. And I kid you not, and I had a Glashette. I tell you what, we went to the Ontario Mills Mall. We went to the jeweler who was looking at earrings because I still bought real earrings, but like the watches was fake. So I was looking at some earrings. The jeweler thought my Hublot was real, and this was a jeweler. Couldn't tell.
Right.
Couldn't tell. Now, of course, I wouldn't, even if I had a watch that was phony and it looked so real that I could fool somebody, I would just never do that. Like that, like if I can't afford it, because it's more of a personal thing to me now.
Yeah.
Where like I feel like if I have a Rolex, it's because I earned the right to wear it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not cutting no corners anymore. But back in the day, man, I was, like I said, I was the Bang Bang Boogie King.
Wow.
like I used to get the Rolex. Like I would get the fake Rolex that had the complete iced out band, iced out bezel.
Oh my
iced
God.
out face.
Oh my goodness, Super Triz, don't do
Yeah.
it.
Listen. I was in high school. Listen, I was in high school. What you think? I was in high school.
Oh no. Hey Mike, look
This
up
was
that
high
Porsche, that Porsche Orfina,
Yeah, go back to the
7176.
sports side. Yeah. Hey, Super Triz, I'm on the floor over here, man.
Hey man, I was in high school. Hey, listen, this was high school, man. Listen, but you know what though? When I used to wear, me and my cousin.
7176. There it is. Well, no,
What is
no,
this
yeah,
right here?
7176.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, go ahead, Triz.
Yeah, go ahead, Triz.
No, I'm looking at this Porsche watch because I don't know Porsche made watches too. I know they made
Orfina made these for Porsche. So see, all these watches are going up, man. Like I paid $700 for one, and then the other one was a military style, and I paid $15 for it. This probably just like a high dealer though, but
Yeah, but when did you buy it? No, 2 years ago.
yeah, about 2-3 years ago. I bought my first one about 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a market slump back then, with Trump coming in. So, well, nah, man, that's dope, man. I don't know how many. You got a watch winder too?
No.
Oh, you got to get one of those, man.
Yeah. Hey, you know what about these watches though, man? Every now and then somebody will stop you and they'll be like, "Hey, nice watch." And you'll be like, you'll be sitting there for hours talking about goddamn watches, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this is dope, man.
Yeah, they got these. They come in this finish. They come in a silver finish, and then the military issue ones come with a like a really dark green finish.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think this whole coronavirus is going to affect the watch market? You think there are going to be some deals popping up or what?
You're gonna see a lot of cash paid men.
Yeah. I think so, Triz. I would say give it another month. And like I say in the next few weeks, we're gonna start seeing some things pop up. But yeah, good solid month and a half from now, yeah, for sure.
Well, hey, Mike, when you get a chance, can you look up Rolex president? I want because that's what I really want. I want a Rolex with a president band.
Yeah, this is tough right here, man. This got to be what, titanium? What is it, titanium?
Hey, it's I like wearing it. This the watch. This watch got famous from that movie. Well, they got popular from that movie Top Gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Top Gun.
Yeah, it's real subtle. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's not too flashy, but if this right here, this picture right here, it's actually like deep. You know what I'm saying? The dish to the watch is deep.
Yeah. Oh, it's a concave look to it.
Yeah.
Just like your wheels.
Exactly. On the hand, yeah. I stay looking for them. I keep them in my search tabs on, you know what I'm saying, eBay and like different. I actually got a housing in a band, but I got one that it doesn't have the guts in it, but I bought a brand new band with the bezel and everything on it. It just don't have the motions and stuff.
What's the watch that you're looking for, Triz?
Just type in Rolex and president. That's all you need. It'll come up. President, presidential, don't matter.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, this was a good topic, Mike V, for sure, man. Definitely take away from the distraction of what's going on with the manosphere right now. It's crazy.
Wait, Triz, you talking about that? You talking about that Sky Dweller, that new Sky Dweller?
No. I'm talking about the OG all gold president. This watch right here. A couple of doctors got this watch. This exact same all gold yellow president watch at my job, and them shits go hard. Like they go hard.
You know what be going hard though, Triz? Like when that motherfucker be hitting where the in the band, the middle row be real shiny, and that should be hard. It's a tough watch. But that Sky Dweller though, I'm telling you, Triz, you tripping, dog. See,
No,
this
but
is,
see,
this is a 36 millimeter. That Sky Dweller is a 44 millimeter.
but do the Sky Dweller come all gold with the president's band?
Yes, bro.
Okay, look up a all gold Sky Dweller, Mike V. Let's see what the ticket is on that. Cause see, I need a watch like this. This is what I need.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's tough, man.
Let me type it in. Rolex Sky Dweller.
Yeah.
Sky.
I need a gold Rolex. You know, to help me fight the coronavirus.
Yo, this the one it got the numbers going around in the middle, man. That shit.
That's not a president band. That's like the same band as a Yachtmaster. That's a Yachtmaster band.
Nah, man. Look, you can get it with the. Let me see.
I mean, listen. That watch go hard. You know what I like about it? I like the chronograph.
The Sky Dweller is tough. I like
Man,
that.
that Sky Dweller is nasty.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That makes a statement right there.
Yeah, you gonna pay for that bitch though. That ain't nothing to, you know what I'm saying?
Valentine City, they allow 144 a month financing on them.
Oh, that all?
Lifetime financing.
Hey man, I'm balling on the budget.
I ain't going.
I ain't going either, man.
I'm balling on the budget. I need something like the max I'll pay for all gold Rolex. I need something like around no more than 15.
Nah, that Sky Dweller. That Sky Dweller is about. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, that Sky Dweller is about 40, bro.
Nah, hell nah. See, nah. That's nah.
Nah, because it says it right here. 36.
Is it? Yeah, you gonna pay for that motherfucker, man.
Well, shit. Hey, we gonna go Dutch on it. Ty City. I'll wear it on it.
Hey,
I keep telling y'all to turn the super chat on. Y'all could have had one. We all could have had one if we had the super chat. We could have had one.
Hey man, put a one in the chat if you want to go Dutch on a Sky Dweller.
If you want to put five on our Sky Dweller.
Yeah, Paul Bryant owns 4 of them. He owns let me see. He says the Rolex Yachtmaster 2. I just picked that up. The Rolex Submariner was his first Rolex. He said he owns 4 of them now. So he also has a Cartier tank.
Oh, okay. Cartier.
Paul Bryant getting that check over there.
Yeah, Paul's no joke.
Yeah, Paul ain't playing.
Yeah, Paul acting up, man.
And Paul's a car guy, just like y'all said. He's a car guy. So he also, he collects some watches with the cars too. So
impressed with your watches, Mr. Bryan. Impressed.
Well, guess what, Paul Bryant? I had Bang Bang Boogie versions of all them watches. How about that?
This the guy
iced out ones.
with the Cuban link, man.
No. Hey, don't get it fucked up. Now, see, I got a custom made Infinity Gauntlet pendant that I had made about 3 years ago with a Franco, and that's just the real deal. Now, I matter of fact, I can go trade that in right now and probably get one of these Rolexes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of watch cats in the chat, man. I'm surprised at that, man. And you start to appreciate as you get older too, man.
Yeah, because you don't have that much time left. You start buying watches. Start keeping track of time.
Yeah, no pun intended, man. I've been looking for a pocket watch though, one of those old school joints with the chain to it.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
No, but see, Mike V be wearing suits and shit, so it'd be a perfect accessory for his outfit. You be wearing the suit with the vest underneath it. What's that called? Like a 3-piece suit?
Yeah.
Yeah. See. Yeah, that'd be a perfect accessory.
Yeah,
looking like a black Sherlock Holmes and shit.
Yeah, the handkerchief, man.
It's Inspector Gadget looking ass.
Go Gadget, dude. Nah, man. I
No,
like
real
this.
talk. I will fuck with that for real. Like if you had a nice 3-piece suit and it had like a pocket watch, man, that shit look legit.
With the suit for sure.
Yeah.
Suit. With the suit with the overcoat and get you one of them fedoras. Look like a hey Ty City. You ever
With
play
the lowrider? You gonna have a lowrider too?
hey Ty City. You ever play Street Fighter 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Q? That
Yeah.
android that had the suit on and the overcoat with the hat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that motorcycle was tough at the top, bro. I know we're looking at watches, but that motorcycle was kind of a distraction, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the remake of that BMW.
Yeah. That's tough. I like that.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the with the Seiko Grand?
I heard of them. I haven't been caught up with those.
Hey, any of you guys follow Archie Luxury on YouTube here, man? He's a big watch aficionado, man. Y'all might like his channel, man. He's a real big watch snob too, so pretty entertaining. Y'all might like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Archie Luxury. He's a real fool. He fit right in the manosphere. If he was black, he'd fit right in here. He's just like Obsidian, just for watches though.
Hey, that's not saying much.
Hey, Ty City, I gotta be entertained, man.
Nah, yeah.
I got this one right here. I got this series right here for Aeromeister.
I like that green one in the middle. I like the green band.
The green band?
The previous one that had the green band?
I can only do metal bands, man. I don't know why leather and like.
See, Ty City's the type of dude, man. You can take his watch off, put it on the end table or the coffee table. You hear clink clink.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me.
See this watch right here. This watch is this is my type of watch right here because I like to go out go shooting. You have this watch, be out in the wilderness with this watch on. That's the perfect accessory.
Oh man,
I gotta be fly even when I'm shooting.
Look at Triz, man. Cut it out, man. Why you need a compass? That's what you need when y'all do it.
Compass.
You need a watch.
Compass.
Yeah, a compass.
Yeah.
Motherfucker out there with a nice watch, walking around in circles.
Which side goes north? Okay, trying to follow the sun, nigga. Now this one go hard too, man. I like this, man. I got the different bands too, and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah, that motherfucker clean, man.
yeah, I like
That
it.
black one look nice too, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I got all the bands, man. I just don't have the metal band.
Mike got bands.
Yeah, man. Bands make them.
Hey, Paul Bryan, thanks for clearing that up for us.
Now that's the one. Now that band go hard right there. I like the design of that because it looks like a like the way it's I guess it's tufted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
No, that'd be tough with like a leather jacket or something.
I got the
Like a bubble jacket.
Nah, right, relax, fam.
I got the leather. I got the what you call it, the motorcycle-ish leather that goes with it from Turkey. So it matches right with it.
Yeah, that watch right there is fly.
Yeah, it looked like something Steve McQueen will rock right there for sure.
Yeah, the joints is dope, man. The joints is definitely dope. Man. You gotta catch them when they're on sale, like on Black Friday. So, what was the other watch that you were looking for? Triple X.
Type in it's called a Venti, AVENTI.
ADDNTI.
AV
Oh.
AVENENTI, a Venti watch.
Okay.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, super car on your wrist, man. I've been following them. They just went to Kickstarter.
Okay.
I'm thinking about grabbing one, man. This is a bad motherfucker here.
Yeah, I follow Teron Beck.
There you go, Trish. That's all you right there, Trish.
Yeah, go back. Yeah, I like the red one a little bit more than the clear one. But
Yeah, this works well with Triz's Averex.
Yeah.
Might be
And his
you.
boots and his lugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much are they kickstarting them out?
The base is like 750, and I think the Skeletal is starting at like $2,000. Yeah, and that's for the Kickstarter, and you know it's supposed to go up from there. But this is just the Indiegogo page. Like when you go to like the regular page, you get a better view of the watch, the breakdown and stuff.
Yeah, but it's kicking you back over there when you go to the page. Yeah, it's kicking you back over there.
It's kicking you back over there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they must have redirected it or something for some reason. Yeah.
See, how do y'all feel about watches that are square face or anything other than round face?
I'm not a big fan of it, man. I like the round face, man.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah. I like round. I preference round, but if it's the right watch, like I definitely mess with square.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just a square ass nigga, so it don't matter to me.
I'm right there with you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm as square as my watch.
Where's Lisa with the Aldo watch? Where's my man at, man? We're with the Aldo watch. Yeah, I like Breitlings, man. I'm a big fan.
Oh, I used to have some fake Breitlings too. I had the fake Breitlings, had the fake
tag.
tag.
Come on, dog.
Man, name a watch I haven't had a fake version of. I done had a fake version of all of them.
Yo, you
are fake Patek Philippe.
Hey, yeah, no. I had a fake. You know, my cousin. I had a fake. I had a couple fake Patek Philippe's. My cousin had like 20. He had like 20 fake Patek Philippe's. That was his thing.
Hey, y'all like that Royal Oak? Y'all fucking with the Royal Oak?
Which version?
I like that the Audemars Royal Oak, the all gold Audemars.
After you look up the Audemars, I'm gonna put y'all up on some game. I'm gonna tell you the baddest watch out there. Look up Ulysses Nardin. Look up Ulysses Nardin when y'all get a chance to. Put that on the list.
Yeah.
Would you say Complex Design?
Yo, you see that all going right there in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that's the thing about watches, man. Like these watches were so expensive. Like 2 or 3 years ago, they was just on fire. Like this watch right here was about 30 something, man.
Only one left.
But see, you know what? When I look at this watch, all I can think about is a Rolex looks so much better, in my opinion. I just rather have a Rolex.
I think these are more streamlined in the design. But you know what? Do y'all remember Jacob & Co?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I had a fake Jacob & Co watch too.
Oh my God. Yo, you like that? Yo, you're crazy.
Hey, wait a minute, man.
You come out and say, "Yo, I had a lace front" or something like that, man. I ain't gonna knock.
No, a fake one, a fake lace front.
Hey, listen. I had the fake Jacob watch that had the 4 different watch dials on it, like it was like a
tic-tac-toe watch.
So I had that watch, right? And I had like 5 different bands. At the red band, the yellow band, black. So I would switch out the band. People think I had like 5 different Jacob watches.
Man,
I was stunned.
Oh man, I ain't going
with the fake.
Wow, that's phenomenal, Trish.
Trish, what made you go up with all this fake stuff?
I was in high school, man.
Mike, you sound concerned, Mike.
Yeah, man, concerned, man. Your safety, man.
I was in high school, man. That was the thing. We used to go to Hollywood. We just get fake watches.
Mike
and we'd come back to school and act like they was real. And all
Mike
the
said, Triz, what made you want
to rocking on this fake stuff, man?
Yeah.
Listen, if I put something fake on and my skin, I get a rash or something like that, I gotta take that off, man. You rock that shit all day long, man.
Hey, you know what? I used to feel that way about fake stuff, but one of my partners came through with this herringbone necklace, and that motherfucker was glistening. And I was like, bro, where you get that from? He was like, bro, it's fake. I was like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker out at the club, man, and that motherfucker just shine. I'm like, damn, man. Cause you know the herringbone got all those different angles with the light hit it right and just go down the chain. I was like, dang, man, that shit clean, man. It's like, bro, it's fake.
I can't believe that, man. See, yeah, a nigga like me end up with all types of eczema and shit, man. I don't need that in my life, man. I ain't going, dog.
You ain't going.
I ain't going, dog.
Hey, but check this out, Mike. Like most of the watches that you buy, like okay, let's say for instance a Gucci watch or a Versace watch. Those watches aren't precious metal. They're stainless steel with like a vermeil or like like a gold plating on it.
I don't like those watches. You talking about the Gucci watches, the Ferragamo watches and shit like that?
Yeah. So like all them shits is fake. If technically speaking, even though they're like authentic Gucci product or whatever the case may be, or authentic Versace product, like the actual metal is gold plated, just like the fake watches were.
Yeah, I don't like those. I don't even know why they make those watches, man. Well, I know how they make them, but they just. I just get a nasty vibe when I see somebody with a Gucci watch or Armani watch. You know, so I was like, ugh.
But you know what though? See, here's my thing with the Gucci and Armani watches. Like, why can't they make a watch that actually has precious metal? Like, I mean, if you're appealing to that particular customer demographic, then that's somebody who could be able to afford a watch that's composed of precious metal. Because like you can make a watch that's even if it's, let's say, 18 karat gold watch with like a leather band, you can make a watch that's like that for about $5,000. And like I'm talking about selling for $5,000 and turn a profit.
See, I see how Paul Bryan is. See, I see how you is, Paul Bryan. I see you, Paul Bryan. Man.
Yeah.
I see you, Paul Bryan.
Yeah, man.
I posted real heavy.
Yeah. I bought a yacht master to go on my yacht.
Yeah, man. If you were Super Triz, man, you bought a fake one so it can go with your Avanti wheels, man.
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah, I just can't do it, man. I just feel ashamed, man. I feel like
which B1 dealer did you get these watches from?
Well, I mean, you gotta think about it, right? Obviously, our perceptions are gonna be different because we're all grown now. We all grown.
Triz, that was like 2016. What are you talking about?
This was like in the 90s. This was in the 90s.
Triz, you had to have somebody around you to stop you, man.
Yeah.
No. Listen. Our entire crew would go down to Melrose and we would get fake watches.
Do y'all remember when Ace Hood face fell off his watch at the BET Awards?
Oh man.
That was different. See, Ace Hood actually had a real watch, but it was modified by a jeweler.
Yeah, it had an aftermarket bezel on it.
Yeah. And that's the reason why.
Bezel. That's like putting a baller exhaust on one of these whips. Man.
Yeah, man. The Rolex certified stuff is just way better quality. I was about to buy a Rolex on my birthday. I was finna go in debt for that motherfucker, man. I had to take a long walk to like get me out of it because it had a pearl face and then it had it had one bezel with the small diamonds, but the jeweler said he could put a bezel, a real Rolex bezel from another watch with the big diamonds around it. And I don't know, it's kind of flashy, but it kind of worked with the pearl face. And I wanted that watch so bad, man. I just came back. I told the dude, nah, I'll pass on it. And yeah, that was that, man. But I wasn't finna go for the aftermarket parts on the watch.
You ain't going, dog. Nah, it's just it's interesting that you can do these things now. Because back then you wouldn't have done that, right? I back in the day I used to have the Nautica watch, a Tommy watch. Those things didn't last for more than a few months, man. I slept with one, man. That shit just stopped working. It's like,
hey, ain't that how it goes?
Yeah, get your money back.
Nah, man, I slept with one of them joints, man. Woke up, shit wasn't even on time, man. I was like, I'm late for work.
Yeah, I used to have the Nautica watches and Tommy Hill watches too when I was like in middle school. That was the big thing. Nautica was really big.
Hey, I'm glad you brought up Tag Heuer, man, because I've been seeing them for cheap, and I respect Tag Heuer for like his racing heritage. That's what I'm connected to. I don't care if Tag Heuer goes in and out of style. Like, I like Tag Heuer, the brand, and what it means for like racing. You know what I'm saying? I like Tag Heuer as a brand.
Well, Tag Heuer has been very, very consistent. Like they really don't put out trash. I think the big thing that made them kind of go out of style was that oversaturation. And then of course people like me had fake ones. I had like 20 fake tag watches, and so it kind of just oversaturated the market.
Triz, when you really look back, man, look at how much money you spent on fake watches, man.
You could have had you one of these.
Yeah.
No, you know what I would do though? See, I would buy watches and then I would sell them. So I really didn't lose that much money, because see, what I did was I would buy it, I would wear it for like a week, and then I would sell it. So that way I always had new watches. That was like my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like now, right now I got a gold chain, right? So my gold
colored or gold?
No, it's real gold. It's real gold. Like, I know the gram weight. Like, so what I would do is like I would buy my jewelry when the gold prices were low. Then I would sell when the gold prices are high. And so I would basically just like upgrade, add a couple more $100, $1,000 to, and then I would eventually just get to where I'm at now, where I got a pretty substantial gold chain. Even though I really don't wear it, but I mean, it's all about buying low and selling high or relatively high, so you don't lose that much money.
Yeah, I'm a big smartwatch guy now, so if I'm gonna go, my next watch is gonna be one of these. Definitely one of these.
Hey, Mike. Next, pull up Bell and Ross. All right.
Spell for me.
Bell and symbol ROSS.
They make them tactical type watches. Like that's like a special force. Like,
no, it's like an aircraft instrument.
Yeah, they got some racing watches too, like that monocle.
Square face, it's round. I don't know, man. I don't know about that, but
yeah, they had that.
Yeah, I'm feeling this.
Well, I mean, the old saying goes, "Don't keep no squares in your circle," so they kept their circle in the square.
He wants sick puppy Triz, man.
Hey, that watch looked pretty nice right there, though. That one right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
No, the other one. Go back.
I hate clumsy websites, man.
Yeah, those are inspired by aircraft instrumentation. Bell and Ross.
That one looks pretty nice.
If you want a daily driver watch, I've been wearing these right here. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
6,500.
Yeah, it costs to be the boss, Big Mike.
I know, man. I know.
Huh? That's what I'm saying, man. I'm getting a Rolex, man. The next real watch I get, it's gonna be a Rolex. I'm trying to get like Paul Bryan in there. He over here stunting on it.
Yeah, man, that's a bad boy.
What's that watch?
Now that whip right there is shit.
That's all you right there, Triz, with the race car, with the NASCAR jacket.
Hey man, you know what though? Hey, I had the Fox racing jackets too.
You know, Aldo makes some nice watches.
Here goes this nigga. What up, you decent, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Chill, man, chill.
I had to drop it. I'm running late to work. I don't give a fuck. I had to say something. But,
you watch
Aldo,
as well?
You say what?
You're a watch collector as well?
Yes and no. I don't quite have the funds to, I thought I was doing something when I was buying Movado watches, but apparently Movado is like a poor man's versions. Like Movado really ain't doing shit. Because I found this out because when I went to have it go fixed, they sent me the Fossil, and I'm like, why y'all sending me the Fossil? And they're like, yeah, Fossil makes all our watches. Fossil makes Adidas watches, Nike watches, Gucci watches. Like they're like the when you look on the back of a Walmart brand cereal or Walmart brand products, great value. Like they make a bunch of products.
They're the OEM. They're the OEM.
Yeah, they're the OEM.
I'm almost like Swatch. Swatch makes a lot of different watches too.
Yeah. So when you see I guess for someone in my and people that don't know better, when they see Movado, they're gonna be like, oh, and Movado, they look nice. I got a Sapphire, and I got a Movado Sapphire, and
Hey, are y'all familiar with Nixon watches?
Yeah.
them big old heavy watches.
Yeah.
They got different ones.
The ones you can use as a weapon. If like somebody breaks in your house, you can swing.
No. You talking about what are those? Those are Invicta watches. You talking about Invicta watches?
Invicta.
Yeah. I got some Invicta watches.
Oh my God, Triz!
Are you serious? Are you serious, Triz?
You got a fake one, right?
Huh?
You got a fake one, right?
No. I got like it's not like the one.
No, if you got a fake Invicta watch,
Invicta is fake.
Watch.
That's like saying you got some fake Pro Wings. Like, come on, man.
Oh man,
That's a gas station watch.
I know, dude. They look nice, but bro, they're everywhere. Like I was like, all of a sudden one day I woke up and Invicta was everywhere. I was like, where the hell did this come from?
Nah, if you want a good daily driver watch, Nixon make good daily driver watches. Just throw on and run around. See, if I had to have a different band, that's the kind of band I would have. Something like that, a multicolored, like, what would they call that?
I saw a fake Hublot at the pawn shop one time.
It was probably mine. Probably was. Was it black and gold?
It just had that triangular face that
No, I had the round face one. Hey,
you had a round
Mike,
face?
when you get a chance, don't forget to look up Ulysses Large.
Let me find the Invicta watch.
Dude, just look outside your front door. It's probably there. They're everywhere, dude.
Yeah, Mike. It is one brand I want you to check out, but you can go to the other ones first. But Frederic Constant, yeah, man, they got some real nice watches.
Super Triz.
What's up, Paul Bryant?
First off, gentlemen, good evening. How is everybody doing? I hope you're all healthy and safe.
Good evening, sir. Evening.
Super Triz, first off, I owe you an apology. The more that I have looked at that C8, and after the chief engineer announced that the 458E Ferrari Italia was one of the cars that they took apart and benchmarked for the design. The 458 is nothing more than an evolution of the F430, and the F430 and the 360 Modena were the same car. The only difference were the headlights. So I owe you an apology. The more I look at it, I do see the same car.
But,
Well, the thing about it was no. But see, here's the thing, Paul. I have studied the lines of this car. That's the reason why I drew the connection. Like I know you guys just hadn't looked at it long enough. That's all that was.
Look up Nixon watches.
Yeah.
Hey, Triz, I know you're getting that hazard pay out there, boy.
Cartier tank. Now, see what? See,
I'm not trying to pick up any extra shifts because I'm trying to minimize my exposure because, I mean, like the whole damn hospital is full of COVID patients. So I'm trying to like lay low. Like I'm only working the days that I'm scheduled. I know this is a perfect opportunity to make a lot of money, but my health is more important.
Facts.
Yeah, these are good daily driver watches right here, man. I got like 3 of these. They just throw them on and just you don't worry about it. They're so cheap.
Not to sidetrack, but none of the ICU nurses or none of the nurses have come down sick, have they?
Oh, of course.
Oh, the nurses are getting sick. Even are they giving y'all PPE that y'all need?
Some of the doctors have got sick too. Yeah, I mean they give us PPE, but here's the problem: right? They just changed the mandate to where we have to wear masks at all times. But
Yeah.
previously, we only had enough masks to wear when we went into the patient's rooms. And the problem is that, like I was saying before in the previous stream, these rooms, they basically, I don't want to get a channel flag, but they, let me just say, instead of saying the N-word, they Jimmy rigged some of these rooms to make them negative pressure. And so when you're walking past the rooms as people are opening the doors, you know, there's particulates that are floating around in the air that actually make its way out of the room and into the hallway in a common area. So people walking
Positive
around.
pressure, not negative. Positive pressure.
No.
No,
The
it's
rooms
negative
are supposed to be
pressure.
negative pressure. The rooms are
Yeah,
supposed
like
to be
TV
negative
patients.
pressure. So when you
As-
when you open the door, it's sucking air into the room, so none of the actual particulates exit the room. That's why it's negative pressure. They're supposed to be negative pressure, but because they Jimmy rigged the rooms, right? When you open the doors, there's no dual door setup. So when people open the doors, there's
Yo,
make their way out.
yeah, because that's right. That's right. You're very right because TV
Interesting.
patients, it's always two rooms. It's always two doors, two sets of doors. It's
Exactly.
one door, and then you have, what do you call that? The ante room, whatever, where you take the ante room, and then you walk in. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Hey, Trish, can you do Wednesday?
I'm working with. I just told you. Remember, I texted you. I'm work. I got to work tomorrow. That's why I got to do it early in the morning. If you want to do it, we gotta do it early in the morning.
I'm gonna take off Wednesday anyways, because I'm gonna need Wednesday off. That's what I was gonna say if you want to do early morning.
Yeah, we got to do like maybe like 8, 9, somewhere around there.
God
Hey,
damn.
Mike.
Nah, I can't. I can't. We'll have to
Mike.
wait the weekend.
Yes, sir.
Can you pull up the Rolex Yachtmaster, please? The Yachtmaster 2.
Oh, Yachtmaster 2. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's way out of my price range. But they do keep their value though, Rolexes. Even though some of them look ugly, I've been told they keep their value no matter what.
Whoa. What Rolex is ugly? Tell me one that's ugly.
I've seen some. No, I've seen some regular. No, they're just like regular looking. Like
Slick Rick's,
I'm like, this is a
Rolex.
The only Rolex I don't like is the Celine. That's it. Everything else I rocks with.
All right, now the Yachtmaster 2 in gold.
Uh-oh.
Hit the configure button.
Big boss status.
Run it up. Oh, there you go, right there with the rubber band.
That's what I like.
No, absolutely not.
You said in gold though. I'm not seeing that option.
That means it no longer comes in gold.
Hey, Mike.
What about the Daytona? What about Daytona?
See, because the one I have the Yachtmaster 2 in gold, the same face, but that the dial is blue, the inner dial is blue, the countdown dial there's two colors, white and red, and it's a gold watch with gold band.
Hey, Mike, pull up the Geneva watch, the collabo they did with Aldo.
Oh, you don't get the hell about
I fell for that shit too. You said the Daytona watch?
Hey, but
The
you know
Rolex
what though?
Daytona.
Okay.
Hey, y'all laughing, but Geneve makes actual full precious metal watches. So if there's no value in the name, the actual watch itself, because it's composed of precious metal, does have value.
I don't know about that.
No. Geneve makes solid gold watches.
Geneva, not Geneva. Geneva. I had a Geneva watch.
Geneva is like an off-brand.
Like the one you get at the mall with they be selling at them kiosks. Yeah.
Geneva brand. Yeah.
I think Pimp C said something about it with the fake Geneva watch.
He said funny Geneva watch.
The Cosmograph Daytona.
This is what you have, Paul.
Yes, sir. That one right there. Oh, you just passed it.
I didn't pass it. It's floating on its own. But
that watch is that's the watch is tight right there. That's perfect right there.
Over that. I'll catch a body over something like that, man.
Now, see, not the rubber band. I'm not a fan of the silicone band, but the white face.
What finish is that?
That particular one, honestly, I don't know offhand, but that's not the one.
Is that like a champagne finish?
could be
does that have a brown
considered.
tint to it?
It says
Looks like it
yellow
has a brown
gold.
tint.
It's yellow gold.
Oh, yellow gold.
Yeah,
See,
so-
I like the rubber band watches because they're just so much more comfortable.
Well, silicone band, silicone, right?
Yeah, silicone. Yeah, they seem like they're more comfortable to me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. There's somebody gonna have to move the moves over this,
I,
man.
Hey,
I
but
have
you
a
know what?
question.
See, the rubber
I have a
band, the
question.
silicone band it'll save you some money. Like the watch may, if you get like a used version, you may actually be able to afford it because that actual metal band adds price because it's gold.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I got a question with the silicone band. Do y'all ever get, because I know they've just become popular, but don't they cause like skin irritation, especially during like the summertime when you're sweating and it's heat?
You have to take it off and clean it. That's all.
Every watch I own is metal band. I don't own any rubber, no silicone, nothing. In fact, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't even have any watches that have a leather band. I have not owned a watch with a leather band since I was like 10. Every watch I own is metal bands, metal or gold, or combo of those two.
So what are you supposed to do? You said what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to take it off and do what?
Mike?
What'd you say?
Yeah, Mike said something.
You mean to avoid the irritation on your wrist? Yeah, you have to clean it every day. That's all. I mean,
Oh yeah, because there's some there's salt and uric acid in your sweat.
Yeah.
And that can accumulate on the underside of the band. It can actually degrade the silicone and the rubber bands. But I mean, but from the standpoint of somebody who's just trying to get into the game, like he wants to get a nice Rolex watch, you can get a rubber band watch substantially cheaper. And then at some point in the future, you can actually get a metal band and replace the band. You know, like if you can't buy it all at once, that's something to think about too. Because that band is going to add probably about $8,000 to the price of the watch.
You can also. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that night image is sick.
You also can buy them used. You can buy from a reputable retailer. You can buy a used Rolex if you want to buy one with a metal band. Usually the Day Date, the Air King, the Sky Dweller, and the Submariner usually are your lower priced for pre-owned Rolexes.
Well, here's the thing, Paul Bryant. Number one, I don't want a Jubilee band. It has to be a presidential band for me. That's number one. I want a presidential band if I get a metal band. That's number one. Number two, my budget max is $15,000. That's for all gold Rolex. $15,000. I can't go any higher than that, period. So even at a used watch, a used Daytona, a used Submariner, a used Yachtmaster, that's all gold, even used, is going to be way out of my price range.
Well,
so that's why I would have to get, if I got a watch like that, I would have to get it. Even if I got to use, it would have to be with a rubber band, and then maybe at some point in the future go back and get a metal band.
Granted, which is why, listen, Rolex is what it is. And that's all I'll say about that. It took me a while, I won one from my first day when I got out of business school and went to work on Wall Street. And I saw that Yachtmaster. I said, how much is that? And in 94, the watch cost $26,000. I said, I don't care. I have to have one.
Dude, you bought a $26,000. Damn. Back in 94.
Yeah, they're $42,000 now.
Yeah, but if you adjust it, yeah.
No, they literally cost $42,000 now.
Okay. What was that first paycheck like? Shit.
Well, you gotta understand, it was 1994. Wu-Tang dropped his first album. You know what I'm saying? The New York Knicks was on fire. John Starks coming from the baseline on niggas. Come on, man.
Nah, actually, the Rockets were. Anyway, yeah, you're right.
But you know what though?
Right.
I think the owning of a Rolex is a good goal because everything surrounding your ability to actually afford. I mean, to really afford, because I mean, everybody pretty much on the panel can go out and go buy a Rolex right now, but then would it make sense at this point, depending on your situation? Like when you can truly afford it, that means that it's not compromising any of your other goals. So if you can have a goal to get yourself to the point where affording a Rolex and buying one doesn't compromise your other aspirations, then you're in a good place.
Mhm.
Well, you can also pass it down to your, children. I mean, they will hold their value.
My Rolex on.
You can. How you gonna close the racial wealth gap? You gotta pass it down.
No, I'm not. I'm just talking shit. I'm talking shit.
No. But see,
So-
the thing is, I like pawn shops, right? And I see these on pawn shops. I saw $2 one.
Oh, this is amazing, man. Oh, that looks amazing.
I mean, that configurator is legit, man.
Yeah, man. Paul put me on to Rolex tonight, man. I was never really a big fan of Rolex, man. Now, yeah.
Told
Hey,
you,
Paul.
man.
Paul,
The
you want to learn?
Outmaster, the Daytona, and the yes. Okay, I'm sorry.
I was gonna ask you, because I used to see back in the day, I used to go on the Rolex website back in the day, daydreaming, and I used to see platinum, but I don't see platinum watches on the websites no more. Or last time I checked, it's been quite a while, but I want to say maybe last time I looked was a couple years ago, and I didn't see any platinum offerings. Like I think they just went to white gold. Do they still make platinum watches?
Rolex specifically, I'm not sure, to be honest with you, offhand. Platinum as a material to work with is difficult to work with. Most jewelry, including watches, are largely bespoke, which makes them prohibitively expensive to most people. But if you can afford it, by all means. Personally, I personally like the look of titanium more so than platinum. But I have seen a few platinum watches. I have not pulled the trigger myself because personally I prefer the look of steel, of polished steel over platinum. But again, I actually prefer titanium even more so than platinum. But for me, it all comes down to your personal taste.
Mhm. Man, oh man.
Now, Rolex, I know they make 18 karat gold, white gold watches too. Do you know if it's a palladium white gold or is it a nickel white gold?
Well, given that it's Rolex,
Oh, there's no platinum right there. I see.
I would assume that it's that the purity and the quality is higher. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, like, okay, well, 'cause like in America, most of the white gold is nickel white gold, and the nickel white gold, they have to even when you have nickel white gold, it has a natural yellowish tint even still, and you have to plate it with like platinum or rhodium or something like that to give it that white finish. But the palladium white gold, something about that alloy makes the gold turn white naturally without a yellow tint, so you don't need to plate it with anything to give it that white appearance.
I am actually unable to answer that question because I don't know. I've never been a fan of white gold. I still, to this day, for my personal preference, I don't see the point of white gold when I can just have polished steel or titanium. And if I want gold, then I'm going to go to gold. Now, when it comes to gold, being that I am half Caribbean, I actually prefer 18 and 24 karat as opposed to what most people see, which is only 14. But again, that's probably a different conversation entirely.
Now, I was going to ask Paul, can yours be configured on here, or is that like discontinued, your version?
From what I'm seeing, probably not, because I don't see the one, because the one that I have is the older style.
Okay, yeah.
Because Rolex they routinely update their style, so it's mostly cosmetic changes. So like certain colors, certain combos. Well, with them, the colors are actual metals that they would use. But so if you went online and looked up pictures of a Rolex Daytona, say circa 10 years ago, boom,
Mhm.
is that being made now? Apparently not, from what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, this is on my radar, man. That and the Tag Heuer is on my radar. I wonder if Rolex makes any smartwatches. I doubt it, though.
I'd like to say no, but in this day and age, you never know. But I'd like to say no.
Yeah, because I didn't know that. No one knew that Tag Heuer would come out with a smartwatch. So
Tag Heuer.
yeah.
What do they rank as far as brands? Tag. What do they rank?
It depends on who you ask, because they are an older brand, and they started out with automatic watches, so that naturally within the horological world per se, they have a certain level of prestige, but not so much on the level of Rolex or Audemars Piaget, Cartier, but
Hey, Paul, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Omega would be considered above Tag Heuer, correct?
correct.
Yeah.
100% correct.
Yeah. Omega would be just below Rolex, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Well, I think
100% correct.
Yeah,
Omega makes solid precious metal watches. I don't think Tag makes any precious metal watches, do they?
Offhand, I don't know. A lot of Tag, when it comes to Tag Heuer, it's the history, it's the legacy, it's of where they came from and what they used to do, more so than present day. So, like I said, they have a standing, but is it on the same level? Like even Omega, they make what would be considered more, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh man, conservative faced watches, for lack of a better term, simpler faced watches, simple movement, but their history and their automatic, and so.
Does Beta make watches for beta males?
This guy.
only if you pay for them using Beta Male coins.
Beta male coins? Okay, I gotta get my beta male coins.
Hey, Paul, I got a
Yes,
question.
sir.
What's your opinion of Casio and Invicta?
Come on, man, cut it out.
Honest question.
Casio is like it's like a Hyundai, bro. I mean, come on.
Well, I wouldn't say so much about a Hyundai now, man.
As a nurse, I wear Casio
Suzuki
watches just because they're reliable. Just for
right.
work, though.
I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with them. All right, there's nothing wrong with them. But comparing a Casio to a serious timepiece is like trying to compare a 1985 Hyundai Excel to a Mercedes-Benz AMG S63 coupe. I mean, come on, night and day. Not even in the realm of conversation.
Do you know that? I think with these watches, a lot of them are only conversation starters to people, watch connoisseurs, that people that know it. To your average person, they're not gonna know the difference, though.
Oh, they know it's nice. They know it's nice, but you'd be surprised who's a watch connoisseur who's not.
Well, the average, like, and I hate to sound stupid, but remember Jacob? Everybody knew what a Jacob watch was because of all those colorful.
That's Super Triz's boy.
Since
the watches were. I think someone tried to revive it, and they still try to come out with the brand, but the watches are trash. They have no value.
No, Jacob. The issue with Jacob is that Jacob actually went to I don't know if he went to federal or state penitentiary.
He went to prison.
Yeah, he went to prison, and so even though him going to prison, it had nothing to do with him doing shady jeweler business, but it affected his reputation and his brand. So that's why people don't really, because they automatically just associate that with him doing
Not
bad
even
business.
that. Not even that. I think even if he didn't go to jail, his brand was associated with ghetto fab and rappers, and eventually rappers started growing up and talking about. Back then, they weren't talking about Patek Philippe or Audemars or whatever. They were just talking about Jacob, Ice, my watch is frozen, all that stuff. And then people
Exactly.
associate,
And
yeah, so people associated that with some ghetto fab stuff. But then when rappers started wearing button ups and everybody started dressing up, everybody wanted
Any
higher
suits?
taste.
yeah, but Jacob didn't make watches. Jacob put jewels and precious gems on watches. So, and again, it was garish, and it was, as
Yeah.
we said, it was streetwear for street dudes, some who had money and some who didn't.
Yeah, Jacob, he went to jail actually for money laundering for a black mafia family.
Oh,
There you
that's what he
go.
did.
Yep, that's why he went to jail. Yep. And Paul's right. He never actually manufactured watches. He just, I don't know who actually made those big face watches, but he was just the
Well,
jeweler that put the jewelry in it.
well, black people made him rich.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
Hip
again,
hop,
garishness,
hip
anything
hop,
that's garish,
Well, I mean,
uncultured, and unsophisticated.
I mean, when you really think about the jeweler industry, like how many, like I know a black jeweler, like that's where I got my actual necklace made, was by a black jeweler here in Seattle. I actually had to look for him. His name is Fred Bennett jeweler. Like he's an actual private jeweler, and he actually, I told him what I wanted, and they made it from scratch. But to really find a black jeweler, you got to really look for, like, most of these jewelers. Tracks NYC, he's from freaking Azerbaijan. Jacob, I don't know, he's from one of them Middle Eastern countries too. Then you got
There's an actual Nigerian guy in Beverly Hills.
You said what?
There's an actual Nigerian guy in Beverly Hills, and he makes watches for a lot of. His name is Chris something, but he makes watches.
Yeah,
So he does watches too.
It's pro black.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying like necessarily this is like pro black, but I mean to really look at, because somebody made the comment that they made a lot of money off of black people. But when you look at it, like how many black jewelers that you know that you
are there? Exactly.
You got to really
You know
look.
what? When you look at watches like these, the more complications the timepiece has, the greater value it has, because it takes more design and engineering into the watch. So some watches, such as the Cosmograph Daytona, can simultaneously count seconds and tenths of seconds. You can also stop it and have the minute hand counting down as a stopwatch, and have a second hand simultaneously stop and catch up and count 10-second intervals. So these watches have memory also as they're counting down using the stopwatch function. So the more complications a watch has, the more expensive the watch is.
That's why them Richard Milles cost $1 million.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's.
Hey, Tris, it's Richard Mille. Richard Mille, okay?
Listen, I'm from America, Richard Mille.
Richard Mille. If you walk into a jewelry store, ask for
On
Richard
that note,
Mille.
gentlemen,
They'll send you down the street.
it has been great. Thank you for having me, and be well and be safe.
Ah, come on, Paul. Don't let me chase you off. We were just joking.
No. Thanks for having me.
Lex.
Lex.
Yes.
Can you reach out to Mike? I'd like to email you a few car videos, because I keep asking, can you pass these on to Lex, but I don't have your email. So can you just reach out to him, and then I'll reach out to Mike, please?
We can put
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Good night, gents.
Safe travels.
You too.
Take care.
Yeah, Lex, just put your email in the private chat back here, and then we'll set that up. But let's also go to that watch you were looking for, Lex.
Oh yeah, Frederic Constant.
F.
It's let me see how you spell it. It's FRED. Is it GIQUE? Yeah, there it is. Right, it just popped up. Frederic Constant. Yep, the first one. Now, go to the site. They got a pretty nice selection. Really nice looking watches, and the prices aren't too crazy either. Most of them would be the bulk of them are under $2,000. They got some they start at about 400 or 500 and can go up pretty high though. But they got some really nice pieces.
Yeah, that yacht timer is pretty good.
Yeah, that's a beast right there, man.
So you own a couple of these?
No, not those. I've been thinking about getting one as my next watch. Actually, I've been looking into them like the last few years. So I'm thinking about pulling the trigger on one pretty soon. Yep. But like, you look at all the reviews and like all of like what people say, like on WatchSeek and like a lot of the other places, it seems to be like, because it's relatively newer compared to a lot of the other brands, so it seems to be pretty well respected in the watch game as a whole.
Is it below Tag Heuer or?
I would say for prestige right now, as in right now in the game, yeah, I would say it would be above Tag Heuer. Yeah, right now, yeah, for sure. It seems to be more respected. That's for damn sure. So yeah, it's a nice watch. Amazon has like really good prices on them too. So like a lot of these ones you're seeing at these prices, like the few is because Amazon doesn't have a huge selection of them, but the few of them that are on there with a pretty significant discount. So yeah. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind too. But yeah, they're really, really nice, man.
Yeah, they're very simplistic.
Very
simplistic. Let's go check out the Omegas, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. Let's see, space. Where's the watches at?
All right, Mike, just drop my email, man.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Definitely.
Let's see.
Hey, Mike, go back to the menu and go to the collection.
Yeah, I think you're on the sports section of it.
Yeah, go back to the menu, go to collection.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Click on watches. Can you click on watches? Just watches so you can see all of them? Oh no, you gotta go individually. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can check out the Speedmasters or go through all of them.
Yeah, the Speedmasters look sick.
Oh yeah.
Let me check out this Space Master. Yeah, that's that's on a different level. Titanium bezel, man, that shit is sick.
That's a beast.
Sorry about that. Yeah, this is sick, man. Just it's so obnoxious, man. It's just and it's titanium. That makes it even better. So, but like Paul Bryan said, man, you know, the more functions it has, the more value it's gonna have. So I definitely like it. I wonder how much it costs. You know it's expensive when you can't find a price on it, man.
Yeah, it usually is one of those for sure.
Do you have a model?
I'm just cool with the Speedmaster Pro is the one I use, is the one I like. For some reason, I don't see it on there. I don't know if it's been discontinued or not. I see the regular Speedmaster, but the Speedmaster Pro was like with the metal band. I don't see it though. But yeah, the Moon Watch is cool too though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, they got an Omega shop at the big mall by us. We got like a pretty high-end mall not too far from where I stay. And yeah, it's they got Omega shop in there. So I stop in there every blue moon and take a look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely liking this chronograph. Then again, I'm a big fan of chronographic watches anyway, so it doesn't even matter really. But I like this style right here.
What's the retail on these?
I don't know. It's a good question.
They usually,
Oh,
yeah,
9,000.
it varies, man.
Yeah, 9,000.
Yeah, that one's like 9.
What's going on, Go?
Man, nothing, man. I just I didn't know if you were live streaming or not, so I came, I checked in, I was just on the phone for a little bit, and then it just got off, and then so you guys are rock and rolling, so I just jumped on to see what's happening.
Yeah. You have any watches that you like? Or no?
Nah, you know, nah, not too many. I'm not a super big watch guy. You know what I mean? I've got, you know, of course, some watches as a gift. You know, I still have you know, one of my watch I bought some years ago, my Tag Hour, and you know, I paid some nice money for that some years ago, and it works still beautifully for me. Blue face, silver, blue face watch. You know, nice tog, and you know, when I decided to kind of roll out with that a little bit, I kind of roll out with that one, and then I have had another watch that's a gold one, but it's a Citizen watch, which is pretty funny, which, you know, wasn't that expensive. Maybe it was maybe over 1,000, and that was given to me by a young lady some years ago, and you know, I still have that. But the most expensive watch I had was my Tag Hour watch, which was about close to 5. And that was some years ago. I bought that, and that was it. You know, you know. So watches are cool. I like them, but you know, I'm not hunting for them, and I'm not looking to spend a lot of money on them either. You know.
No, well, you got your iPhone, man. You can tell the time from that, right?
Man, forget about my iPhone, man. This is I thought I'm getting ready to flush. I'm getting ready to flush this one.
I'm surprised you don't have an Apple smartwatch to go with it, man.
You know, so I kind of wanted that, but then I started looking like, you know, I don't know. I just didn't jump on it. I could, you know, I could do it. You know, I could easily, you know, have one of those. I just don't. And I got an app here on the phone for your your smartwatch. I just never did get it. You know, it was cool because it reminded me a little of the Dick Tracy back in the Dick Tracy days.
Yeah.
You know, he was calling all cars and all that. We had that bad boy on his wrist. You know what I mean? So I thought that was I thought that was pretty slick. But I didn't jump on it. But you know, I still might. I don't know. I just never did. I just didn't do it. But it's cool. It's definitely a cool item to have, I think.
Yeah.
I just didn't do it.
Yeah, I went from regular watches to smart watches myself. So I have a Fossil G5. I think we talked about that about an hour or so ago. But I have no complaints about it other than charging it every night. It is water safe up to a meter, I think. So.
You know, I was never a big Rolex guy. You know, I got a lot of friends who got Rollies and all that, and you know, I guess that's they're all trying to roll with. with the big status. I mean, my TOG is supposed to be status as well. I don't know how much it's worth now, but you know, I don't know how much that watch would be worth, but you know, I paid a decent buck for back in the day. But you know, I know a lot of people look at what you have on your wrist, and I guess, you know, I don't make a big deal about it, you know.
Hey, Dagon, which model tag do you got, sir?
Which model? I have to go upstairs and take a look at it, but exact model. I don't remember what exact model it was.
Oh, okay.
Well, you have a TOG?
Oh no, I looked at a few of them. I like the Monaco. There's several different Monacos. The one I really liked it was about 5,500 though, and you know, I passed on it. It's pretty sharp though, but I think the Monacos start about 1,800 or so.
Yeah, mine was 5,000. I bought this back when it was back in 2004, I think it was 2004, 2005.
Yeah. I might see if Super Triz can find me a nice replica or something, and just go with that.
Hey man, just go to Hollywood, California, and go on Melrose Avenue. Walk up and down. I haven't been down there in a couple years, but you know, you walk up and down that street, you're gonna find somebody selling some fake watches, or you can go to Santa Monica Beach, and I'm sure they got some replica watch guys over there too.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell them Super Triz sent me.
Yeah. No, but see, look at man. If you're gonna get a replica watch, you might as well get you like a Vacheron Constantine or Ulysses Narden. You know, you got, you know, step your game up a little bit, player.
Oh yeah. Ulysses Narden, right. Do they?
But of course, the Black Brain Trust vehemently opposes the purchase of counterfeit goods. I want to make that clear.
I guess they're cool. I guess if you can rock with them, I guess they're cool. But are they very realistic looking knockoffs?
No. See, I was talking about what I did when I was in high school. I definitely am. I'm a staunch opposition to counterfeit goods, and I'm being 100% serious. Like at this day and age, you know, like when I was in high school, I used to wear fake watches, but like now, if I can't afford it, I don't even want to wear it if I can't afford it. Like I'd like, it's for me, it's a personal thing. Like, you know, Jesus said earlier, he's talking about, you know, most people don't know, you know, if they see a watch, they just assume it's real. But see, personally, I know, in my heart, I know. And so I will feel some type of way wearing something that's fake. That's just personal. Like, I won't even wear fake jewelry, like fake, you know, gold plated, you know, no, it's got to be real, like real diamonds, you know, if I can't afford, like I want to buy, I want some, I know Asher cut earrings, but I can't afford them right now. The Asher cut diamond earrings is like for the size that I want in clarity, it's like $6,000. And I'm like, I don't want to pay $6,000 for some earrings right now. So, yeah.
Well, some people, you know, they actually have stuff that's made just like the stuff that they do have that's kind of they may have like real gold or real diamond watches and so forth, but then they'll have like a replica that they'll wear. So just in case somebody wants to rip them off, they'll have the real one at the house or something. You know, I know some people who have done that. But you know,
what kind of watch?
What it is. I didn't hear you. Go ahead, repeat that again.
I was saying, what kind of watch is this on the screen? Omega. Oh, I never seen Omega look like that with that band.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, that's sick.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. It looked like it's heavy though.
That's good, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Definitely.
I like, you know, I like the band, but I like the contrast too of the rubber band too.
Oh, I forgot. I also have a G-Shock. I have a G-Shock watch. G-Shock.
Oh, that's Casio. You know, Paul Bryant is a harsh critic of Casio watches.
Oh, that's cool. But anyway, like I said, I got a G-Shock, and it was I think that watch was maybe $150 or so, and it was one of the better ones. far as you know, dipping around and not having any problems with it. Yeah.
Now, Chris, what's your take on Timex watches?
I would think Timex are pretty cool.
Timex watches they're like affordable watches. I mean, like if you want something, you know, affordable, because I think Timex watch, you can get a Timex watch for like $16. I mean, for like a bare bones, cheap, bottom of the barrel Timex watch. I mean, it depends on what you want to watch.
You can pay some money for them too. You can pay a few dollars.
I think they got some Timex watches that's like $100 some dollars. But I mean, like for the most part, you're buying Timex watch because you want something simple, you want something reliable. Like I remember when I was in the military, when I was in basic training, you know, everybody bought a Timex watch because that was like, you know, we went to the PX store, we had to have a watch on our wrist, like to actually keep time, like not for a fashion statement. And so, you know, I had a Timex watch when I was in basic training. But I mean, other than that, like personally, I don't really, I mean, I'm not really impressed with Timex watches. I mean, other than they have functionality. So if you're looking at function wise, because there's, like I said, there's two different timepiece buyers. People buy for functionality, and those that buy it to make a statement. And you're not going to make a statement with a Timex unless you're making a statement that you're frugal. You know. No. This is no shade either. This is no shade.
No, I get it. No, I agree with your assessment, Tris. 100%, man.
Yeah.
It ain't no shade or nothing. You just.
You know what?
It's just.
I bet you. Bill Gates got a Timex watch. I bet you.
Yeah, I bet he does.
Warren Buffett, they probably got time. You know, and for me, you know, I don't necessarily agree with their methodology, or I should say philosophy, because you know, if I got that kind of money, I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna just put it like that, and I'm gonna make sure everybody around me enjoy themselves too. But that's just me personally.
Now, what's your take on Citizen? I like this Citizen right here though. This Citizen
is like so when you got basically you had Rolex. Seiko was supposed to be the alternative to Rolex, like a Japanese, but they didn't really use precious metal, but they're like supposed to be like an affordable alternative. They made watches that had like a similar appearance to Rolex. That was what Seiko was. And then you had Citizen that came out, and Citizen was supposed to be, you know, like an affordable, you know, watch that had the level of refinement and sophistication. You know, that was the way they marketed it, as say for instance a Rolex or a Seiko. And from my perspective, Citizen has they have what's called the Eco Drive technology, which is like an automatic movement technology. So I mean, from an engineering and technological standpoint, I mean, I think they make pretty decent watches. But again, my thing with a watch that I'm buying to make a statement, I want a watch that's composed of precious metal. I want an actual gold, solid gold watch. Yeah. Like I don't want to watch that. I don't want to buy a watch from a manufacturer that makes gold plated watches. Yeah. So even if they, you know, like Citizen makes good watches, Seiko makes good watches, but they offer gold plated watches, and I just don't, you know, I think it's too easy to make a solid gold watch. Why even make a gold plated watch? Like, I don't want to wear a gold plated watch. I want a watch that's gold. If I can't afford a solid gold one, then I'm just not gonna wear it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to add on to what Triz was saying, it's still like a lower tier watch, you know, like with Movado and Citizen and a few of them other brands that don't come to mind right offhand that you see in like a lot of the like mall jewelry stores and stuff. I mean, it's above like Timex and stuff like that you'll find at like CVS or the drugstore. But I mean, once you like really get above like the 1,000 mark and you start getting into like more other brands like Tag Heuer and Frederic Constein, and it's a bunch of other brands too. I have to, maybe next time we have this watch talk, I'll pull up my list. But until you get there, like you pretty much for the most part dealing with like lower tier watches.
Now, for somebody that's looking for, I'm gonna give you like a little nugget. If you're looking for like an affordable watch, lightweight, small, and you want it like really simple, an alternative to Movado would be a Skagen. Skagen is extremely cheap watch.
Yeah.
They're watching like $100 some, and they look for the price. They look very good. They're made in Denmark. And it's like a watch, like, you know, hey, not everybody can afford to buy expensive stuff, especially right now in this trying time. You know, some people are not working right now, and then once they start working, they're gonna have to be building back up their reserves. You know, their 6-month reserve of income and stuff like that. So that's not gonna really be the time to be trying to, you know, get a super expensive watch. So something that's nice that you can actually wear and not be ashamed of wearing it. You know, Skagen watch is something that's affordable. Like, I mean, like I do like Rolexes and stuff like that, but I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it's not the end all be all. I mean, you could still, you know, have a nice watch that doesn't cost $1 million, you know? So
yeah, definitely. I agree with that, Triz. I mean, everybody ain't got $5 grand to drop on a watch. So, you know, it's a ton of options out there. You know, it's just, you know, how serious you are. You know, you want to be about the hobby, man. You know, it's as with anything, motorcycles, cars, or whatever, you know, and that determines how much you spend and, you know, and how much you actually get. But it's a lot of other brands. Oh yeah, one brand that almost slipped my mind, Maurice Lacroix, you know.
Oh yeah, I heard him.
Yeah, now that is a really dope brand. Mike, I will put them above Frederic Constant. And I love Frederic Constant, but Maurice Lacroix is really nice. They ain't super cheap, but once in a while, sometimes some of their watches will appear on Amazon and a few other sites, and the price will dip on them. And I actually almost ordered one that was about $1,200 not too long ago, but I pulled out at the last moment because I had something come up. And but they got some really nice watches, man, and it's very, very respected in the watch community. It's considered a very nice watch, you know, in the community. You know, probably maybe slightly below Omega, I would say, but you know, it's probably still competitive, like prestige wise, it's very respected.
Now, if you're looking for Maurice Lacroix watches and you're not trying to play an arm and a leg, you can always go to there's an app called List. I'm not List, but Gilt, GILT. And Gilt has a lot of you know, like clearance items and stuff like that. So basically it'd be like a model that didn't really sell as well. And you know, you can find like different watches, and they actually have you know, jewelry and things like that. Lots of stuff on Gilt. So that's something to think about as well. If you're looking to get a bargain on some of these brands and watchmakers.
Yeah.
You know, for me personally, like, I start to look at the reason why I lean more towards Rolex is because Rolex retains its value, even though it costs, you know, significantly more than some of its competitors.
Yeah.
You actually get the value extrapolated because there's actually a thriving resale market. You can always get your money back when you buy it. That's part of the reason why I bought. You know, people look at me like, you know, compared to the type of cars I would normally buy, I bought a Toyota 4Runner. Well, Toyota 4Runner has a very strong resale value. Yep. So, like, at the time that I was buying my Toyota 4Runner for a 3-year-old model, it was $37,000 with nearly 40,000 miles on it, and the new model was $45,000. So it was like, why would I buy a 3-year-old model when a new model was only a little bit more? So that's like something that retains its value, you know. Then like the jewelry that I have, you know, solid gold jewelry. Because at the end of the day, it's the value is in the precious metals. So if there was ever if I ever got into a crunch, I can always sell the gold for its gold value, you know. And so that's something to think about as well. Like, you know, some of these watchmakers, they have a time when they're trending, and then you'll see inflated prices while they're trending, and then when the fervor dies down, so does the value. And so now you've overpaid for that watch.
Yeah.
Whereas a Rolex is pretty consistent. Like, you don't really see like these extreme peaks in their value because people it's an established brand. There's a certain demographic that gravitates towards Rolex, and it's not like a trendy watch, So that's something that has a more consistent price point, and it continually goes up in value as the years progress. So that's something to think about as well. Like when you're buying a watch, even though you may get a watch that's cheaper, in the long run, you're paying more for it because it holds no value after you've had it for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to further add to that, yeah, I would agree with all of that, Triz. Looking at it as more of an investment, from that perspective, then yeah, man, Rolex reputation and desirability is gonna always be desirable. And it's gonna always be worth money. And yeah, as with any brand new manufacturer, you want to make sure you keeping an eye on them probably before you dive in and invest any money with that particular manufacturer for sure, man, because you never know what the end date is. So I mean, yeah, I would probably take a used Rolex, if the price is right, before a lot of brand new watches in that price range. But it depends, it's other watches I like besides Rolex, but I see your points, Triz. Very valid points.
And then when you start talking about like a solid gold watch, like a gold Rolex, gold Omega, and you'll see like once you start talking about the solid gold watches, like the Omega solid gold watches, the prices are pretty comparable to the Rolex. So you're not going to save any money if you think you will. You actually won't, because there's that precious metal component, and that's something that can be simulated, but it can't be faked. Because like some of the other watches that make their watches out of stainless steel, you get replicas of those watches, and they're made out of the same components that the original watch was made out of. But like nobody's gonna make a replica Rolex watch but make it solid gold. That's just not gonna happen. It's gonna be like a gold plated version.
Oh,
and there's ways to determine. It's easier. I mean, that's a quick, easy way to determine if that watch is real or not. Like if it's solid gold, okay, well let's see if it's a gold tone. Let's see if it's actually solid gold. And there's ways to actually they have a new I don't know, I won't say it's a new technology, but they have my jeweler has it. It's called a spectral analyzer. It's like this machine. I think it uses some type of radiation or something. I don't know, gamma rays or X-rays or something like that. But basically it shoots a beam at something, and it can instantly tell you down to the percentage what the actual component of the object being scanned. It's I don't know how this technology works. I'm gonna have to look it up because it's pretty crazy. But he basically took this thing, he pointed it at a chain, and it told him what percentage of gold it was. So like he pointed, and it was like 54%. He's like, okay, it's 14 karat gold because based on this is 54 whatever percent gold. It's 14 karat gold, and he was able to do this with this handheld device. I say handheld, it's still kind of big and bulky, but it shoots a beam at something, and it could tell like the actual composition of metal, and it could tell like if something is a real diamond or not. But like from what he told me, like these things are pretty expensive. I think he said it costs about the same price as a car, Yeah. But the technology is out there, so I think like your best bet is to get like something that has value even outside of the watch brand itself, because like even like in these times, like this is a prime example of how civilization can degrade ever so quickly, in the face of some type of pandemic. Then a Rolex won't matter anymore. The brand names won't matter. It's gonna matter what it's gonna go back to the system of gold, copper, silver, and platinum, precious metals.
Yeah.
And so if you got a watch that's composed of precious metal, if the name doesn't hold the value, the precious metal will.
Yeah, that's facts, Super Trish. Hey, yeah, Mike, Raymond Wild, that's a good brand too, man. It's a good brand. Yeah. Hey guys, I gotta get ready to roll, man. Thanks for having me, Mike, man. This has been real. you
Yeah,
know,
thank you.
respect, man. Definitely.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good one, bro. Safe travels.
Yeah, take care. I dropped my email too. Peace.
Got it.
Yep.
Yo, man, I'm sorry I'm late, dude. Damn.
Yo, what's up, man?
What up? Can you guys hear me?
You gotta put some volume on your mic.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Is that complex design on the mic?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to get my headset's tripping right now. Hold on.
Yeah, it's your volume is kind of low. Well, while he's getting that ready, complex, you missed it. We was talking about my fake watch collection, or my former fake watch collection, aka Bang Bang Boogie.
AKA what?
Bang Bang Boogie. That's what they call fake jewelry on the East Coast. They call it Bang Bang Boogie.
Yeah. Out there like Soldier Boy.
Not like a Brian Pumper. They had all that fake jewelry on. now see, I wasn't big on fake jewelry, but I did have fake watches. I had to add all the counterfeit watches from complex. People go down to Melrose and get the fake watches.
Yeah, on Melrose.
Yeah, I used to stay on Melrose getting them fake watches. I had the fake. Listen, man, I done had fake Hublots, fake Patek Philippe's, fake Lechuttes, fake Vacheron Constantin, fake Ulysses Nardin, fake Corum, fake Rolex, fake Tag, fake Breitling. At the Breitlings,
You
the
said
fake
fake
Bentley
Ulysses
Breitling.
Washington?
No, this was in California.
Whoa, Ulysses Washington is in California.
No, Ulysses Nardin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was the Bang Bang Boogie king in California.
Mm-hmm.
Like circa I want to say 95 to circa 99. Nobody was touching me on the Bang Bang Boogie.
I don't know, man. That's a that's something I just couldn't do it, man. Like I said, my skin would break out or something like that from something like that. So your mic is on. We got about 20 minutes left. If you got anything you want to add.
I mean, I do if I can get my damn headphones to work, right?
I mean, I can hear you now.
Really?
Yeah, you coming in now?
Yeah.
Ever since I updated Zoom, man, it's like I don't know. I get this weird thing in my ears. Man, hey, yo, so y'all check out the Oak and Oscar watches yet?
No.
Oh man, look those up. I don't do Submariners and all that type of stuff, man. That stuff's like too big, man. It's too big for my wrist.
Yeah, because complex design tenderistic.
Nah, man, I got sophisticist.
Oh, sophisticist. Okay.
Yeah, man. I need stuff that fits right. Yeah, the joint right there with the leather band.
Pull it up.
That's what I mean, man. It's all about understatement, man. Understated quality, dude. It's like under the radar, but dope as shit. Look at that, man. Like the Army Green band. I had an old Swiss Army that was like that one. Kind of similar. I had like an Army Green band. I'm a sucker for Army Green, like Army Green wristbands, dude.
Yeah, don't let Paul Bryant catch you with one of those on, man.
Why? What's Paul gonna do?
Paul has some standards, man. That's a little bit much higher than the average brother. So.
Oh no, I told you, man. I'm very subdued with mine, man. I don't like to put too much flash out there, man. I like my watches like my cars, dude. Sleepers.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely like this Oh, where's the one I just passed by? I just passed by it. Back up.
Oh, they're automatic. Those are automatic watches too. Those are automatic watches too. I saw the movement on when they had the back up watch upside down with the glass back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
It was
what's up.
kinetic, right?
Yeah, ruby bearings. Yep.
Yeah, I like automatic watches.
Yeah, price is not bad. Price is
Yeah, that's what I mean, dude. Like this is my joint right here, man. Like Oak and Oscars. Did y'all check out like the Richard Mille watches?
Yeah, we looked at those earlier.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. I talked about them, but Paul Bryan didn't seem too impressed when I mentioned Richard Mille, because he was talking about how the price of a watch is reflected by the amount of complications, and I said, well, that's why the Richard Mille's costs $1 million. And then of course, Ijizu, the what's the name of that brand?
Aldo.
The Aldo aficionado corrected me and said it's Richard. It's Richard. We have to say Richard.
Richard.
Yeah, it's kind of like Target instead of Target.
Target.
Now, see, I like that black and gold one in the corner, in the right hand corner, the round face.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
See, the Richard Mille, like there's one or two I've seen that have like a real like distinct, interesting look. So I'm with the Richard Mille's, it's like hit or miss with me, right? Because I'm more of a subdued type of look, but then see, this stuff looks kind of it's almost steampunkish.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I like.
You know what I'm saying? So like there's like a steampunk element, and I'm like, okay, that's like a serious cool factor to me. So some of the Richard Mille stuff I rocks with.
But see, the problem with Richard Mille is that you got to be a millionaire.
Richard.
Yeah, you got to be a millionaire to get a milli.
Yeah. And then check out Rebellion watches.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that one's nice right there. Damn.
Which one?
That one on the far right third row. No, up right there. 6001.
Oh shit. $60.01. $60. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, RM 6001 with the round face. Yeah.
Dr. Phoenix says said those watches are assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah, they big, man. They big. They definitely. But you know why? Because those watches, they have so many different complicated movements. It has a lot of complex gearing and stuff inside the watch. That's why it's so big.
Yeah, I follow Teron Beckham on YouTube, man. He's a good workout brother. But he flossed one of these watches that was so massive, man. It's like putting an iPhone on your wrist. I said, well, look how
I can't do big bodies, man. Big body watches, man. I can't do them.
Man,
That's why, like,
complex.
right now-
What you got against BBW watches? Big, beautiful watches. big, beautiful watches.
Oh shit, BBW. Oh wow.
That's a BBW right there, man.
That's a BBW.
freaking big, though. I mean, yeah, dude. You really got,
Yo, it's like literally, it's like one arm feels heavier than the other with that joint on.
yeah, you need
Well,
to
see, that's the thing about that watch. See, you could take it off your wrist and mount it on a wall too. Wall watch.
You get your Flavor Flav on with it, dude. Just put it around your neck.
That is a massive watch, man.
Richard.
What's that
Mille,
watch brand you said? You said Rebellion. You said Rebellion. Complex.
Yeah, Rebellion. Yep.
Because you know, shit, Richard Mille is way out of my price range.
Richard.
I think his watches start like about 300,000. His watches start
Yeah.
at that price.
I mean, you remember when Odell Beckham rocked one at the during a game?
Yeah. Everybody was talking about that. Was all over the news.
Yeah, he rocked one. He rocked one during a game, yo.
I mean, if you got it like that, I mean, okay, those are some real crazy watches right there.
Yeah, dude, Rebellion's on some old other.
What's the ticket on them? No, that's what I want to see.
Pretty pricey.
Look at that silver one
these
right
are-
there.
Yeah.
How much that silver one? Yeah, with a Wraith, how much that cost?
I'm not seeing any price on here.
How much those watches running? Complex.
So I know some of them. I'm trying to remember which models, man, that I was like kind of checking out. Not that I was checking out to buy them, because them shits was like about 40, 50 grand and up.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Oh, shop online. Let's go. Good.
Damn, 40, 50 bands. Yeah,
Well,
that's
no,
the rich.
these were some like the Rebellion Racing, because that's how I got hip to them, dude. Like they have a LMP car.
Oh, there you go, Dakar. Dakar is the racing series too.
Right.
Pecking the pairs.
What are the prices on? Let's check out the prices on these.
Look at that white one. How much does that white one cost? Rebellion Wraith Drive Valiante.
Let's see, so 8,700 francs. I'm assuming that's must be.
It's Swiss. Yeah, Rebellion is Swiss.
Yeah. I don't know. You could do the conversion on that, but
Shit, probably like 12, 13 bands.
Shit. Let me try to do the conversion. Is it Swiss francs? You
Swiss
said
francs. Yeah.
8,700.
francs.
It was
The
some
US
watch,
dollars.
man, I saw that it was maybe like about 4 or 5 years ago, man, that they auctioned off. And it was like about 40, 50 grand.
That's about $8,954.
Really?
8,009. Because
The
I guess
dollar is 1-for-1 with the franc.
Yeah, I was gonna say, damn, okay.
the franc is I'm looking at the actual chart. The franc is going down the tubes right now.
Dude, you know what? If anybody out there was into like, a lot of European import, I don't know. Might be the time to get into that business.
Now I heard Rolex is financing watches.
They're
144
financing
months.
watches.
Yeah, 144 months.
Man, 144 months, man. That's like a whole.
months.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. If you live in Chicago, that's your entire lifespan.
Dude, get out of here, man.
That's your life expectancy in certain parts of the
People live
world.
on average 144 months. What are they, like the equivalent of a housefly? The human, because flies, I think their lifespan like 2 weeks.
No, their lifespan is 36 hours.
Less than that? Is that in Boston?
No, I think that's overall for a fly.
So think about that, right? 12 years. Like you could pay off. They got mortgages that's 15 years.
Well, 12 years a slave. I guess the movie would be fitting for the financing terms. So
Damn, 12 years, 144 months. That's insane for a watch. Damn.
Now, there's this other brand my boy was trying to hit me to. It's kind of interesting. I don't know what I think about them because the bands are made out of wood. They're called Jord, like Jord, Jord.
You know what? I've seen a couple watches that are made completely out of wood. I'm not really into the whole wood. I guess like for some people that, I mean, it's making a statement, I guess, but I mean, that's not me. I mean, they're not completely out of wood because the mechanicals have to be out of metal. The interior components.
It's everything else. It's like basically, it's like
Yeah.
you make as much of the watch out of wood as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like Jordan watches, I've seen those, and I'm like, man, okay, there's one of them. I think I like it. It's one of those things where I like, I don't know. So those are some interesting ones. Well, they're interesting, but there's one that I think I might like. I still don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if anybody wants to check those out, it's Jord, Jord.
Like Jordash?
Yeah, but without the ash.
About the beta, man.
I mean, you know what though? They got termites out in Texas, so I don't know if Ty City would want a Jordan watch. I mean, think about that, right? Like you put your watch in a drawer and you haven't worn it for a couple of days, and then you open it up, worn it for a couple months. You open it up, termites, then start eating your watch.
Man, it's a band, dude. They're not gonna.
What?
And it's fine. And it's fine wood. It's all treated and all that. Ain't no termites gonna be.
Well, they would be on time if they did. Oh man, I think we looked at all the watches that we possibly could for tonight, man. But that Paul Bryan put me onto that Daytona.
Oh, the Daytona, the Rolex Daytona.
Yeah, that thing is sick. That is sick.
Yeah, no. I'm not really a Rolex fan because it's a lot of watch,
Mm-hmm.
But that Daytona is nice. Did you guys look at some tags? Some tag viewers?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we look at tags too.
We looked at everything.
Thanks.
So what's the most?
I missed it all.
What's the most that you would spend on a watch? That's the question. Because, or just anybody. Because I mean, there's always a used market too, and sometimes a used market can yield, better values. They're trying to buy a watch brand new, but even still, some of these watches are still pretty expensive. So, I guess the question then becomes, how much would you spend? Because, again, like, there's a difference between how much you could afford versus how much you would actually spend. Because you can they got 144-month financing. So, I mean, pretty much anybody can own a Rolex now with 144-month financing, but would you do it? Obviously not. So,
no, I'm like this, man. I like really intricate watches because of the detail, right? Like the engineering and all of it, So like we were looking at the Rebellion watches and the Richard Mille watches, and there's a design aspect that I can appreciate about making something so small but so precise that works the way it does. Like anybody like really get into like watchmaking and like all of like the different types of mechanisms that they use for it, and like ruby bearings and why they use these like jewel bearings and all that. It's some crazy shit. And you get into the history of it, dude. It's some pretty deep stuff. So I can respect those type of watches, but just as far as buying one, dude, like I would say like 35 would be my budget for a watch, and the Oak and Oscar, that's kind of like my lane. Like if I'm gonna buy a watch, that's what I'm buying to wear, like an Oak and Oscar.
So do you prefer a watch with a more simplistic or more complex design?
I see what you did there. For the sake of watches, really, because you said that you can appreciate the engineering and the intricacy of a watch because it's such a small package. Mm-hmm. And I'm paraphrasing here, but then you also mentioned that you like the Oak and Oscar watch, which has a more simplistic and subdued design. Yeah, that's because that's more reflective of like my own sort of like fashion sense, right? I wouldn't look good with like a Rebellion watch. I wouldn't look good with anything like big and huge, dude, and just kind of crazy. I'm like a subdued type person, so the Oak and Oscar joints, like that would fit on my wrist, and like you kind of notice it, but not really.
Complex. Are you one of them 12-inch arm dudes? You got 12-inch arms? Or something?
Man, you know me. I'm skinny, man. I'm a race car driver, dude.
There you go.
Big
So
muscles, man.
if you got a big old crazy looking watch on, that may not look right on.
Yeah,
It may not look right. It may not
yeah.
look-
Nah, man.
Yeah,
No, Oak and Oscar's my flavor.
It's got to roll kind of with the form, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Now, Nagone over there, Nagone love him a BBW.
No,
He
I don't fuck with
like a,
baby.
you don't like big
body
beautiful
watch.
watches?
Big body.
Oh, big beautiful watches.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Whoa. What kind of BBW you talking about? I'm talking about BBW, big beautiful watches. Like,
But yeah, big beautiful watches. I kind of like them, but I don't like big giant watches. To be honest with you, I don't, big gaudy joints. I'm not really down with that too much either. A little bit understated. So I'm kind of like my man Complex in that regard.
Yeah.
Now,
man.
Triz, what do you like, man?
I want a Rolex. I want a Rolex President. I want a date date or a date just Rolex with a President band. I wanted 18 karat yellow gold solid.
I got a lot of friends who got Rollies, man, and I just ain't a Rollie guy. Just they're not a bad watch or nothing. I just ain't a Rollie dude, man. Got a lot of friends who got them. They love them Rollies. I just not my steez.
I just like the way they look. Like I think the design on the particularly the date just this is like the standard Rolex face that has the actual date window, or you have the date that has the actual day of the week. That's the top of the Rolex, the top of the watch face, and then you have the date that's off to the side where the number 3 hand is at, or number 3 position is at. That watch, especially if you have like if you want to watch what that's very simple, elegant, timeless design, like a Rolex date or date just with the fluted bezel and a presidential band. Because I prefer the presidential band, because you have the Jubilee band and you see a lot of date just with the Jubilee band. I don't like the Jubilee band. I like the president band. That's my preference. It just has that look to it. I mean, that's all you need, man. Real simple.
Have you ever heard of these watches, Triz? The S-Force?
I never heard of that. What is that?
What is that, like mil spec?
I don't know.
Like
Are you trolling Mike V?
I just saw it on Teron Beckham's video. I was trying to figure out the name, but that's what came up.
Oh yeah, that looked like some Bang Bang Boogie right there.
Oh well, that fits your character then.
Nah. That's almost like Invicta. That looked like some Invicta watches right there. Yeah. That's. I mean, I guess if you want just something big and bulky and that looks complicated, I mean, I guess that you can go with that. But for me personally.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what happened to him?
Yeah, I know he dropped out. Mike, did you guys also cover like I'm
here.
Oh, there he goes. Okay.
I accidentally muted myself, but that's more like I don't know. I don't really like the way they look. I mean, because you got to think about it. Everybody has a price point. So sometimes people want the look of they want a certain look, but based on their actual price point, their budget. I mean, somebody has to fill that niche, fill that void, and then to fill that void, to give that look, you're gonna have to make some compromises. And so that's when you have watches that look like that. They're trying to present a certain packaging to their demographic, but reach that price point. So they make those compromises, and then you have a watch that, for somebody who's really into watches, they see the shortcomings right away. So I mean, that's not really my style. I'd rather just save up and get what I really want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, what you can do a lot with watches, man. There's a lot of stuff out there. So I remember when I was a youngster, one of the best watches I had was a Citizen Quartz watch, gold plated and all that. That watch was tight, and it was just a Citizen Quartz. You know, I had that watch for years, and it just looked right. You know, but it was no biggie. You know, so Citizen's Quartz. I don't know how much that watch was. Maybe $100.
You said Citizens?
Yeah, it was a Citizen Quartz. This is just years ago. I'm going back, coming out of college and stuff. You know, it was a nice looking watch. You know,
Now,
for
did
not,
you guys-
not a lot of.
I'm just surprised at how many people in the chat love Casio, man. They love them Casio watches, man.
Man, listen, I love Casio watch. Like I grew up, you know, wearing Casio watches. In particular, I like the, you know, Casio has a sub brand called Edifice.
Yes.
And the Edifice is more like I guess it's more like they're more grown up lineup, I guess, if you want to put it like that. And for the price point, you can buy a very good looking Casio Edifice watch. I mean, it's still a Casio, but but the build of the watch, the designs, I mean, they make some pretty good. I mean, there's some junk out there too. Don't get it twisted. But they make some pretty decent looking watches. Like if you want like an understated design, they have some very decent Edifice watches. Casio Edifice. So, yeah.
Let me share my screen real quick. And then we'll get up out of here. This is supposed to be Casio's dress, you know. I wouldn't dress up with any of those, but you know, Edifice, like he was saying, here it is right here.
Oh, dude, no, we still doing G-Shocks.
No, this is Edifice, not G-Shock.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh.
No, these Edifices are pretty tight though. If you're looking for that.
If you're the millennial on the go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and again, this is like people who want in and personally, I would never pay these prices for an Edifice watch. Like you can go on Amazon and find those prices half the price. Like that's what I would do. Like if I'm buying a Casio watch, I'm going on Amazon. I'm getting or maybe even eBay, because think about it, right? Nobody's gonna make a fake Casio watch. You don't have to worry about it being counterfeit because at that price point, it doesn't make any sense. It's gonna cost you about the same amount of money. You might as well not even make a fake version. Just buy the real ones in bulk and just resell them, which is what a lot of people do. So yeah, that's something to think about, because for me personally, like I said before, like, you know, I've been at the point since I got out of high school, like I got to the point where, you know, I don't care necessarily about the brand, as long as I bought something and it means something to me. Like that's what matters to me. Like it may not be impressive to anybody else, but if I like it, and it's an authentic product, like I didn't buy a fake version of the watch, I mean, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And they're affordable. Like, you know, $120. I mean, and then you go on eBay or Amazon, that means that you can find it for like half of that, $60. You can get you a nice Edifice watch and call it a day. But I mean, you know what? I think here's the thing. You got to ask yourself, what's the market for these like these cheaper brands now that people are buying watches really to make a statement, because most people tell time with their smart device, their smartphone. You know, a lot of people don't even wear watches. And depending on your job, it may not make a lot of sense to even wear a watch at all. Like my job, it doesn't make any sense to wear a watch at work because I have to wash my hand so frequently, then I have to wear all this equipment and stuff like that. It doesn't make any sense to wear a wristwatch at my job. So from that particular perspective, the only reason why I want to buy a watch is to make a statement. So from that point, I'm not going to buy a low-end watch to just save up my money and get what I really want.
All right, man, let's get up out of here, man. Yeah, thank you all for joining us. Please hit the like button if you've already done so. Share the video if possible. Hit that notification bell so you get all the updates from the Black Brain Trust. Those posted on the community tab.
Go.
No docket for tonight, so shalom.